Over here in the bottom right starting location, we have our player from the Team Slayers, champion of MLG Columbus, Ohio. He is
Slayers MMA.
His stare looks right through you.
Yep. And now in the upper left-hand side of the map, we have our player, a newer Terran, Dakota S. He is... Wait for it. It's coming.
I am happy.
Let's see what this new Terran can do here against somebody like MMA. MMA is basically not one of those people that you would, if you want to get far in a tournament, want to play against.
No.
In Terran versus Terran especially.
No. And you know what's kind of interesting? It seems like a lot of players have been having to practice a lot of Terran versus Terran recently, at least in the Korean scene. And, you know, that obviously is going to give an edge up to these players that have had to do it even more recently in high levels. For instance, Happy, this is a guy that trains with MVP a lot, one of the best TVTs. MMA, he has Young on his team.
Oh, whoa.
Wait a second.
This is really cool. He's going to bunker rush. Where the command center's making.
This is kind of neat because the barracks is not very far along. The Marine, though, is extremely far away right now.
Theoretically, what he can actually do is fill this up with Marines and shoot down the SCV so the command center ultimately has to be canceled.
Well, if you get something like that off Tasteless, then you're pretty dead. I mean, MMA cannot let that happen.
This is, I mean, it's too bad he couldn't get the, well, is that command center going to finish? Is this just like the most anticlimactic thing?
Well, even so, you know, having a bunker there against someone without anything more than Marines can be quite nice as well.
Yeah, it looks like the command center should finish. And the idea is there, though.
Yeah, Happy takes out, and that was, you know, that was a little bit close for comfort. If that barracks had been pushed, if that barracks had been in the natural of Happy, if he had prepared for something like this, then he would have killed it. And I have to say, this is not what Happy's plan was. He reacted to this.
This was a snap call that he made here. Where he's like,
very nice decision.
Right.
Very nice decision. I'm really impressed.
Now, what he can even do from here, well, if he had made more Marines, is possibly kind of push in there. But still, this is a very interesting strategy.
Yeah.
It's going to make it very difficult to get an expansion up in the same time. And now I like what I'm seeing here from Happy as well. He's expanding himself. So, yeah, as you said, Artosis, you're totally correct. This was a very reactionary move.
Yeah. When you see a player that can react like that, and you know that that was not in their plans, like Command Center first on this map, not sure how common that is in Happy's practice. You know, MVP loves to expand.
Not just Command Center first, but Command Center in that specific location to block.
Exactly. There's a lot of things to take into consideration, so...
To consideration?
I know. I'm like tripping over my words, man.
Normally that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. I don't know. I just want to be like Tasteless.
I know. You'll never be like Tasteless.
No, I can't do it. Well, we do see Blue Flame Hellion as well as a Starport going up for Happy. I'm crossing my fingers at Mech Play Tasteless. We also have something quite similar from MMA, but not quite the same. Not getting Blue Flame.
I'm still trying to figure out what is the best way to play mid-game on this map, Terran versus Terran. It's a really... Whoop.
That was beautiful. I just have to say for a moment. You tried to run out that Hellion, but the other Hellion blocked its way on top of the bunker. Beautiful move by Happy.
Very smart move by Happy.
But go ahead, Tasteless. I'm sorry.
No, just this map's an interesting map. You know, you like mech play.
Yeah.
I think mech play can be good on this map, I suppose, if you just turtle the entire game.
Well, that's mech play, man.
That's mech play, baby.
I love it. I love not attacking Tasteless. I'm a passive guy.
What is the thing next to the bunker above that? It looks like a shanty.
Oh, that's where the Murlocs stay.
Is that where the Murlocs stay?
That's where the Murlocs are, man.
See that? Right up there? What is that?
It's a Murloc hut.
Is it?
It's a family of Murlocs there. If you want to level up your Hellions, you go there and kill them.
They sell sodas out of there?
You get a clause of plus attack for your Hellion. Well, Looks like we're going to have reactive Blue Flame Hellions from Happy, as well as a Raven coming out right
Nice.
away. Ooh, I'm loving Happy's play right now.
This is so
I'm
smart.
actually a little bit wiggly right now.
You are. You're wiggling, you're wiggling a little bit.
Can't really sit still right now.
Can't really sit shrill.
I was like, can't you talk right? I'm so excited. We do have MMA going mech, and I'm quite sure Happy's going to go mech as well. In fact, he is starting his second factory already. The world is a happy place, Tasteless.
You know what I like about this is, oh, hold on. We have this Viking on the run here. He's going to have to make some Marines and try to intercept this red Viking from MMA. Even if you turn just slightly too much when you have that, you're in trouble.
He's going to have to start repairing immediately with a bunch of SCVs.
And looks like
he turned around.
That was smart. MMA doesn't know what's in there. There could have been another Viking.
Yeah, he's being careful. Well, everything has been evacuated from the front of MMA's base. He knows, so he can now move out at his own leisure. And
I do like the mass Hellions here from Happy.
Oh, I'm loving that.
Because that is what really makes it difficult for anything to bust out.
Indeed. We do have a third factory going up for Happy. Both players going to play with 2 Tech Lab factories and 1 reactor factory, as well as a starport pumping out random stuff. I do love the fact that Happy has gone ahead and gotten that Raven so quickly. Of course, MMA has been stuck in his base only on 2 gas this whole time, so it's understandable he hasn't yet.
The Raven is such an amazing tool because there's so many situations where you can use a Raven. You can use it to spot a Banshee, Viking versus Viking. You can throw a point defense drone. Maybe you see a siege tank that's stray. Why don't you just throw down an auto turret?
Yeah, there's so many. It's a Swiss Army knife.
I like what you just said, Artosis. That's actually a very, very poetic way to describe the Raven.
Thank you. Well, we do have a little Hellion action here in the natural. Tries to run 4 of them in. But MMA is there and kills 2 of them off.
Since we're at the beach, we can always pretend that the Blue Flame Hellions are actually just pumping up water guns.
Shooting water.
Yeah, shooting water.
Should clean the other Hellion, but instead destroys it.
Yep.
Blue water
They got
Hellions.
Super Soakers. That's what I was trying to... That's what they're called, Super Soakers.
Well, you know, with water Hellions against fire Hellions, it's just like in Pokemon, water is strong against fire.
Yeah.
So
that is the counter. And then fire is countered by what? Like earth or wind or whatever?
Well, fire is countered by water.
Oh, no. Water is countered by earth, right?
Yeah, well, by like forest type or green type, whatever you want to call it, leaf type.
Leaf type?
Yeah.
Does it absorb the water?
And,
yeah.
There you go.
Now we know. We got that out of the way. Well, MMA, to his credit, is actually, at least with supply, stayed dead even though he did not get his base up the same time that Happy did. But I do think Happy has a slightly better unit composition than Raven and a few of the units he has. And,
I would say so.
And MMA now to catch up. Looks like he may be taking the expansion at the gold base now.
I like that he's at least cleaning that set of rocks up before, the middle of the map becomes too contested, and it's scary to actually attack something. Look at that.
I almost spat my tea out. The Metamax have spotted each other.
They have indeed. We also have Happy taking his third base, as we see here.
MMA much more willing to move out on the map.
Yeah, it looks like right now they have very similar Hellion numbers, 17 against 14, with MMA slightly in the lead there.
Okay, he spotted it.
Looks like, well...
This is not a great place for those Hellions to be dropped. And that was completely deflected by MMA. Beautiful.
Yeah. Perfectly stopped. And his dropship with Hellions is just kind of sitting in the middle of the map right now. Not doing much with it.
Yeah, that's a bit odd.
Happy's waiting for it anyways. He has his Vikings on patrol and sitting... Well, actually, they're lazy. They're not on patrol, but they're sitting there at their post, Tasteless.
They're low on gas.
Yeah. I think it would take more gas to actually just make them float in the air rather than use air currents to stay in there.
They actually perch on the trees like parakeets.
Oh, okay. Silly man.
All right, MMA... and this may be a mistake by Happy. Happy sort of allowed him to be in the middle of the map here.
Mm-hmm. Well, Happy did take that very quick third base, so he's trying to keep
We're going to point defense drone, I think. Nope.
MMA with some great positioning thus far, but he's got to be careful. Point defense drone is out. He has enough energy for another one already because he did get that Raven so quickly.
And note that now with these Vikings here, if Happy decides to do that, he can actually push forward and take out this push very slowly by chewing away at the front part of it.
I'm really liking the play by both players here, Tasteless. I'm torn over who should win. MMA just doing a great job with what he's been given here. Happy, on the other hand, he's been on top of things. He was very reactive in the beginning. He's getting his expansions up a little bit quicker. And that Raven is just providing him with air dominance, which is forcing MMA to pull back.
All right, here come. This could be huge. These two Blue Flame Hellions getting here where all the SCVs are just now transferring.
This is a huge mistake by MMA.
Is like not reacting.
Well, he does end up killing those, but, you know, he kills off some SCVs, 58-66, Happy in the lead.
Happy's now moved out. MMA has had to give up his position. I would have thought that MMA, after he had the position on the middle of the map, would have taken the gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, why expand to the bottom left? You took out the rocks there.
Yeah, maybe a positional type thing. Doesn't want to get too out of position against a great player, Happy. We'll have to see, but look at this. Nice siege up. Forcing Happy to siege up as well. And, messing up there.
Hellions got pulled in there for a second.
Now, MMA does have access to that watchtower, so the air superiority of Happy is not going to be so useful in this position. He may want to go around somewhere else and try to get a better position elsewhere. Oh, I like this.
We have Hellions going around. This is a pretty big decision here to move in like this. He can actually just melt the tank if he wants to.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to. And in fact, melt the SCVs at the same time.
Very
Happy,
nice.
Losing a lot of economy here. And also there is a Hellion drop in the main base of Happy. Killing off a lot of SCVs in there.
So,
oh my god.
A ton of damage has been dealt right now.
A beautiful run by MMA, and suddenly MMA 60 SCVs against 29 of Happy.
My god.
That was a gigantic move. He killed over half the SCVs of Happy. Happy cannot be happy about that.
He might even be, dare I say, sad.
Yeah.
Maybe pissed.
I'm unhappy.
Yeah. Ooh. That's a good one, Artosis.
Thank you.
MMA has done the right move. When it's just many Vikings out, just get a Thor. You're never going to catch up in Vikings.
Yep. That'll really help him zone everything out by air. And look at that. Beautiful. Oh, my God. Single Thor, man.
Yeah.
Single Thor just crushing Vikings. Yeah, I know. Thank you.
No problem.
I'm like,
sorry,
yeah, English is my second language or something.
I'm sorry.
All right, and here we go. Going down a lot of auto turrets to take hits. I like that thinking. The Raven does go down. He's got to kill this army of MMA.
He's even landed the Vikings. I don't think he can actually break this. Yeah. The Vikings were basically where the siege tanks were supposed to be sieged.
Well, it looks here, Tasteless, like
that might have been the biggest
is,
decision of this game.
It certainly was, and
that actually, I don't think Happy can recover from that. He's lost all of his siege tanks.
Yeah, MMA is in a great spot now. You know, he's got still 30 more SCVs, and well, as far as siege tanks go, it's 10-9. Happy has been producing at home, so. I mean, this game will not end. He is at 4 base. MMA taking this fourth, but a little bit slower. You know, obviously that was better for MMA, but Happy, he's still in it.
Well, the problem now is that if Happy wants, we can keep pushing out on the map.
Yeah.
I think at this, I think Happy's going to have to be pretty Hellion dependent. What he needs to do is actually get in there with his Hellions and take out some SCVs.
Yeah, that would be really, really helpful. In fact, he has 2 reactor factories at the moment, adding some more factories right now as well. Most of them, though, of course, with Tech Labs. That's how he got that huge siege tank count right back up. And, well, he's catching up in SCVs as well. He's really doing a great job of producing them 4 at a time, not letting up on that at all. He's already at 51 SCVs against 71 of MMA. And as bases get mined out, as he uses more and more mules, that's going to become a much closer area. You know, comeback is not unheard of for this exact position here.
One factor as well is the only expansions that are really left are these 4 that are spread out across the middle. So this means they're going to be very, very close together.
Yeah.
As this game goes on and on and on, especially the gold bases, which neither players have elected to take it. Okay, nice move here by Happy. This is exactly what I said he needed to be doing. Getting in here and taking out a lot of SCVs.
Interestingly enough, MMA is going for a planetary there. It looks like he doesn't want to really put up with any more of the Hellion harassment. And, well, we see the rocks have not been taken off yet. We have a lot of production here, adding in a few Thors. And, well, this is a game of Siege Tanks at this point. We have 18 for MMA, 12 for Happy. He's got to keep up on that. MMA with a much bigger Viking count at this point. That's why he's pumped out Thors. He is up to 3 Thors now, or 4 Thors even. Wow. It's a lot of Thors.
Them going back and forth here in the middle. They're both scanning each other's armies over and over, trying to see, all right, can I catch this guy off guard? Can I get him into a position? We're basically back to square one right now. Happy's almost maxed out. Where Slayer's MMA is maxed out, excuse me. And MMA denying any movement here.
MMA getting into some very nice positions so far. Happy has to stay a little bit mobile. He has to be able to, juke and jive back and forth, make sure that he can't be attacked, but he needs to start thinking about another base. And, well, he is making another command center, getting that ready. And I'm just wondering, where is he going to take that? Is he going to try to clear out the rocks and take the gold base? Seems like that's where he has to go from here.
All right, Hellion's now moved down here to take out several more SCVs. Actually, not the best Hellion attack. He needs to get 1 or 2 more good shots off there. That could have been another way for Happy to catch up, but right now MMA is just reacting too quickly. This is the tough part of Terran versus Terran is, what are you supposed to do when you both get maxed out and you're splitting the map? Well, we have seen players go for nukes. We have seen players go for battle cruisers as well.
Yeah. Battle cruisers, as long as you have a nice Viking contingent, are the best late game half map choice.
Yeah.
They are something you can Yamoto and just push forward. Of course, nukes can be really useful and really cool, but
basically it's oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, in mined out situations, Tasteless, the battle cruiser is the most cost efficient unit you can get.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Yamoto is so good. We do see ghosts used for EMP against Yamoto as well. Is it Yamato or Yamoto? Because I always thought it was Yamato.
I think it is Yamato, but I've always called it Yamoto. I don't know. I don't know. It's the name of that huge Japanese warship in World War II.
No, is it?
Correctly,
Look at you being all smart.
Yeah.
Slow down there, Harvard. Jeez.
Now, Corvid reactor being gotten by MMA. Good old Corvid reactor. What does that do, you ask?
Look at this.
Oh, my.
He's going to make a planetary wall. You didn't know you could...
I want to say, Tasteless, that he's actually going to get a bunch of mules.
Oh, yeah, I guess you could do that as well. Excuse me.
Clear out his supply, get
that
a
makes
true
sense.
max.
This is Terran versus Terran. Yeah, true max here.
True maxing.
He's making that in the water. There's no foundation for that.
Well, that's dangerous, but these are buildings that can lift up, so their foundations normally aren't too deep anyways.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I wouldn't build something in the water, man.
No.
My pieces would be floating away.
Well, I put on little log stilts. Both players upgrading everything right now. They're getting basically upgrading everything. A lot of starports coming up. Fusion core for Happy. He's going to definitely transition. Oh my God, we have quite a big engagement here.
Whoa, we got the tail end of that shot, but it looks like Happy lost a lot of stuff back there.
Clearing out a little bit of supply, no doubt.
If you guys notice, every engagement that they've had with these mass siege tanks lines, just MMA just ends up winning.
Yeah.
He just outmaneuvers the guy.
Well, right now it's going to be hard to do that. I mean, there are a lot of sensor towers up for MMA, so he's certainly not going to get outmaneuvered. But Happy, he is splitting this map in half. MMA is making 3 Ravens right now. I am loving this, Tasteless. This Terran play is just off the hook.
These guys are both playing so damn well.
Yeah, I mean, they're transitioning from mech into mass flying units, which is kind of what Starcraft 1 TVT is all about. Eventually, siege tanks can't break siege tanks forever. If your opponent's really good at it, he's going to be fine. And they're just massively upgrading. They're getting battle cruisers. They're getting, more Vikings. They're getting Ravens out there. And we're going to see something, I think, a lot like we saw in MLG with, I believe it was Rain Against Boxer, where it's a ridiculous amount of, even Hunter-Seeker missiles running back and forth. Plus, we mine out the map.
This is really exciting. I can't wait to see these guys use all these late-game tools that we don't normally see in StarCraft 2 because generally speaking, Terran vs. Terrans can end in the mid-game or early game. I mean, they do tend to be one of the longer matchups, but these guys have been doing everything and deflecting each other's moves so well. We're finally at this point in time.
Quite true, Tasteless. Now, for flying unit counts, because both players have a ton of siege tanks, 26 for MMA, 20 for Happy.
We are probably going to see them throw out like 80% of their SCVs here pretty soon.
Definitely. You know,
that's because you could just keep using Yules, guys. If you want going to be maxed out, a maxed out army that is just basically only attacking units and one that's half SCVs, half other stuff. Obviously, the one that's just pure attacking units is better.
Yeah. Now, we have, for Happy right now, 14 Vikings and a battlecruiser. For MMA, we have 9 Vikings, 4 Ravens, and a battlecruiser. So the Ravens are going to come in huge time, and in fact, Ravens starting to be made by Happy as well.
Look at this. This really high-level end game. This is actually the part of the game we call end game because you've actually all units can be made. The map is basically saturated. The only pivotal point still is this bottom or center left location.
And that's a huge issue, actually. MMA has snuck up and taken that extra base.
Yeah.
Whereas Happy, he has not taken that extra base on the left-hand side of the map. So there's one base that Happy should have, yet doesn't, that MMA is holding it from.
This is what I was talking about, guys. That's very intentional. He needs to get rid of the SCVs. He needs to free up his supply. A lot of people ask me, like, is that really good? I mean, I'm like, yes, man. It's like the end. You don't need workers anymore, man. We're running out of resources on the map.
MMA right now doing a great job pushing the gold base of Happy. Happy has quite a light siege tank covering over there. Hunter Seeker Missile going up for MMA, getting ready for these Viking battles where you just make them run away from each other for days.
He may even use the Hunter Seeker Missiles on the siege tanks in siege mode.
Hey, definitely a possibility.
Push in there and wipe them out.
Yeah, Hunter Seeker Missiles are something that are pretty unexplored since the beta. They really haven't been used.
Yeah, and that's not because it's not a good ability, guys. That's because auto turret and point defense drone are just so easy to use in almost any situation.
You know, you have to upgrade it. It's expensive to use.
Okay, this is huge. He's actually able to hit the planetary from here.
Yeah.
And losing that gold base, by the way, MMA's almost mined his out, but losing that gold base is pretty bad.
I'm getting pretty excited, though, Tasteless. Let's see, here we go. That is a ton of Vikings. He's definitely winning the Viking battle, 23-13.
Is that... Can we check the hit points on the planetary? I think it's...
Sure, Tasteless. It is still over at 500. He's repairing it. And we see here now his huge Viking contingent's going to help out immensely here.
All right, point defense drone has been laid down here for Happy.
Yeah, a ton of point defense drones all over the place.
But that didn't last very long.
No, it certainly did not.
Let's see here. It looks like the battle cruisers are tanking a lot of the damage for the Vikings. They can deal them in the back.
Oh my God, and MMA does not have a Hunter Seeker Missile. That's the exact situation you want to use it to chase the Vikings away.
Yeah.
But it just finished now after he used all his energy on point defense drones. He had to do it. That was a great timing by Happy. But right now, man, Happy is going to be a little bit sad. He's got to secure this left base that MMA is starting to mine out.
Yeah, I mean, even though that battle was great, this bottom left expansion is now just being picked up here for MMA. And you know what's actually insane? Look at their money. It's like they're both coasted about 500 minerals.
Yeah.
This is like, generally, guys, when you see people who are maxed out, they have like thousands upon thousands of minerals, but there's been just enough action they can still spend the remainder of their income.
That is quite true, Tasteless. But Happy, he's going to run out pretty soon here. He's got to move forward.
Oh, bad attack here.
Interesting choices. But if he can remove the siege tanks, then he can finally get up into the turret range. The turrets are really causing some problems for him. It'll take all day to get through there.
He lost a lot of Thors.
Yeah, and right now, MMA 25 Vikings, a Raven, and 4 battlecruisers against the 28 Vikings and 2 battlecruisers of Happy. That is an army in a defensive posture that MMA wins with. Well, I don't think Happy can actually come back from here.
No, I think you're right. Partially because he's spending all of his money trying to keep a planetary alive, and it looks like it's just going to go down. Sending out SCVs now to try to take damage. Okay, here we go. I think I heard oh yeah, we didn't have a shot of it.
The moto cannon was about to go off. Happy has now lost that base. He's barely mining at this point. He's down 40 supply. MMA is mining from the base that Happy's trying to get to. That's supposed to be his, you know, if they cut the map in half perfectly. MMA's superior position in the middle of the map really working out for him.
And now we see mules landing here to repair.
Actually, those are offensive mules to kill Siege Tanks with.
Oh, nice by Happy.
Yeah, quite nice right there.
Nice correction there. Well, this is just not good for Happy. Happy's actually slowly but surely getting starved out here.
Yeah, he's pretty low on everything, man. He's down to 40 gas. Over 3K gas for MMA, 300 minerals for Happy, 1.5K for MMA, and he's maxed out against 160. So basically, we're going to see one more attack by Happy. He refuses
I think so.
to just leave. He's going to do one more attack. It's going to get slaughtered, and he's going to leave.
If you look at the minimap, it looks like the sickest Venn diagram with all these sensor towers everywhere.
The common area, Tasteless, has 3 turrets in it.
Yep. Now, basically, all MMA has to do is sit back and wait.
Yes.
He doesn't actually have to do anything. He doesn't have to engage, doesn't have to attack. All he has to do is wait for Happy to do something.
Now
And in
watch
fact,
this.
he's going
We
to go in
should
here.
see some secret missiles here. And there they go.
Does he know? Oh!
Bam! Beautiful other secret missile. Notice how he flies it right in there so that you have very little time to react. Well done, and MMA will be able to take this, dropping a quadrillion mules on his opponent. Wow.
That was pretty exciting. What a dramatic
Excellently
game.
played by MMA. And by Happy, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, they both played really damn well.
Yeah. That was Starcraft 1 TVT. I love
That
it.
was the Starcraft 1 turn versus turn right
It's
there.
all wiggly and jiggly.
Went all the way to the very end. Happy needed to focus a little bit more on that bottom left location that MMA
His
eventually
positioning
took.
was just a bit off. You know, he had 6 less tanks at the end, and he had just a slightly less good position.
Basically, MMA was better about being assertive and controlling the map. Happy was constantly like showing up late.
Yeah.
He was the one who was finding out, okay, there's siege tanks suddenly here.
Yeah.
You can see they did a little bit of maneuvering games in the middle of the map, but you can see MMA is just better at it.
Well, you know, when all those Blue Flame Hellions got by and killed a lot of SCVs, Happy gave up so many of his units. He just did this crazy attack. You know, it's a lot easier with 4 command centers and mules to come back from something like that than a lot of people, I think, understand. Actually, that's something you can come back from. Okay, you can actually just sit behind siege tanks and come back from it. He lost a lot of units. He killed a good amount, but he lost a lot as well. And from there, MMA kind of had the map dominance. He had the sensor towers in critical locations and got those 2 extra bases.
Yeah, and that's where it all came down to. I mean, the usage of the Vikings at the end of there was great, coupled with the Ravens, but really it does come down to that one expansion that Happy just got outlasted. So we have ST and MMA with a win, Kyrix and Happy with a loss. We'll be right back, guys, so don't go too far away.